Good morning, afternoon, evening, fellow futurists, innovators, and let's be honest, the slightly bewildered. Thank you for being here. You know, for decades, the term artificial intelligence conjured images of sentient robots, perhaps a benevolent HAL 9000, or maybe a slightly less benevolent Skynet. We've been captivated by the idea of machines that think like us. But what if the next great leap in AI isn't about the thinking, but about doing? What if it's about giving AI the power to not just process information, but to act autonomously, to achieve goals and to learn from the outcomes, all without the constant human handholding? That, my friends, is the dawn of agentic AI. And it's not just a technical leap, it's a fundamental shift that is rapidly redefining what an enterprise can be. We're moving beyond AI as a tool, beyond AI as an assistant, to AI as an agent. And this shift, I believe, will birth the truly autonomous enterprise. Let's rewind for a moment. Our journey with AI has been fascinating. First, we had AI as tools, powerful algorithms for prediction, classification, and analysis. Think of your recommendation engines, your spam filters. Incredible, yes, but passive. They respond to inputs. Then came AI as assistants, your ChatGPT, your co-pilots. They can generate, summarize, even draft emails. They interact, they understand context, they make our individual workflows dramatically more efficient. We've all experienced this, right? It's like having a super smart intern who never sleeps. But now we're witnessing the emergence of agentic AI. This is where AI systems are designed with a goal, equipped with tools and given the autonomy to figure out the steps, execute them, and adapt based on feedback. Imagine an AI agent whose goal is to launch a new marketing campaign for product X. It doesn't just draft ad copy. It identifies target demographics, allocates budget, purchases ad spend, monitors performance, and adjusts strategy in real time, all while learning what works best. This is not just a technical advancement. It's an organizational revolution. What makes an AI agentic? So what are the hallmarks of an agentic AI? It's more than just a fancy chatbot. It's goal-oriented. It's given a high-level objective, not just a specific command. There's autonomous planning. It breaks down that goal into subtasks, plans a sequence of actions, and selects the right tools. What about tool use and execution? It can interact with other software, APIs, and real-world systems to perform its planned actions. This is crucial. It's not just thinking, it's doing. What about memory and learning? It remembers past actions, successes, and failures, and incorporates that learning into future planning. It iterates and improves. Self-correction. If an action fails or doesn't achieve the desired outcomes, it can replan or try a different approach. Think about it. This is how we as humans operate. We set goals, we plan, we execute, we learn, and we adapt. Agentic AI is designed to mimic this complex cognitive loop, but at machine speed and scale. The research is pouring in. It isn't just theory. The research and development in this space are exploding. Just recently, Google DeepMind unveiled AutoRT, a system that uses large language models to orchestrate multiple real-world robots for complex tasks, demonstrating a level of autonomous task decomposition and execution previously unseen. It allows robots to not just pick up an object, but to understand why and how that object fits into a larger multi-robot objective. We're also seeing projects like AutoGPT and Baby AGI, open source experiments where AI agents are given a task and left to autonomously browse the internet, write code, interact with APIs and report back. While still in their nascent stages, these experiments offer a tantalizing glimpse into a future where AI isn't just generating text, but actively generating outcomes. And the impact? A recent PwC study highlighted that AI could contribute up to $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030, a significant portion of which will be driven by the productivity gains from more autonomous systems. The market for AI agents and intelligent automation is projected to grow exponentially. This isn't just a niche, it's the next frontier of enterprise value creation. The autonomous enterprise, redefining business operations. So what does this mean for the enterprise? It means we're on the cusp of the autonomous enterprise. Imagine a company where supply chains self-optimize. AI agents monitor global logistics, weather patterns, geopolitical events, and automatically reroute shipments renegotiate contracts, and even find alternative suppliers before a disruption even impacts production. What about customer service? Customer service will be predictive and proactive. Agents just don't answer questions. They anticipate needs, offer solutions even before a problem arises, and manage complex customer journeys from purchase to support with a level of personalization previously impossible. What about software development itself? AI agents can identify bugs, write code, test solutions, and deploy updates, transforming software development to a continuous self-improving loop. R&D accelerates. Agents scour scientific literature, run simulations, design experiments, and even control laboratory equipment, dramatically shortening innovation cycles in fields like pharmaceuticals and material science. This isn't about replacing every human. It's about elevating human potential. It frees us from the tedious, the repetitive, and the predictable, allowing us to focus on what humans do best: strategic thinking, creative problem solving, empathy, and building meaningful relationships. The human role shifts from execution to orchestration and vision, the challenges and the ethical imperative. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. The rise of agentic AI isn't without its challenges. What about explainability and control? When agents are making autonomous decisions, how do we understand why they made them, and how do we ensure humans retain ultimate control and oversight? This demands new paradigms in AI governance. There's security. Autonomous agents interacting with systems present new attack vectors. Robust security protocols are paramount. Then there's ethical alignment. How do we ensure these agents operate within our human values and ethical frameworks? This is perhaps the most critical challenge. We must imbue these systems with the principles of fairness, transparency, and accountability from their very inception. The data we train them with, the objectives we give them, these are our responsibilities. There is societal impact. We must proactively address the implications for employment and reskilling. This isn't about ignoring the impact, it's about preparing for it, investing in it. Education is paramount, and fostering a culture of lifelong learning. We must embrace the future. So as we stand at this fascinating precipice, what's our call to action? Educate yourselves and your teams. Understand the difference between passive AI, assistant AI, and agentic AI. It's a crucial distinction. Experiment responsibly. Start small, identify specific high-value processes where an agentic approach could yield significant benefits, and iterate. Prioritize human-centric design. Always ask, how does this agent empower my human teams? How does it make our collective intelligence stronger? Engage in ethical dialogue. Be part of the conversation shaping the responsible development and deployment of these powerful systems. Let's take a moment to move from vision to action. I want to give you 5 specific steps your business can take, whether you're in SaaS, retail, logistics, or beyond, to start building your own autonomous enterprise. First, run a 60-minute autonomy audit. Gather your team, list every recurring task that happens weekly or monthly, then circle the ones that are data-heavy, repetitive, or involve lots of toggling between systems. These are your agentic AI hotspots. If you're a SaaS company, this might be user onboarding emails or pipeline reporting. If you're in logistics, it could be dispatching, routing, or delivery ETA management. Step 2, pilot a microagent in one real-world workflow. If you're in retail, try automating real-time price updates based on inventory levels and competitor feeds. In SaaS, automate Tier 1 report resolution or churn risk monitoring using open-source agent frameworks. Use tools like LangChain or Zapier AI modules to build without deep coding. Step 3, define your human AI charter. Decide what decisions will always need human eyes. For example, in a law firm, agents might prep case summaries, but final filings must be reviewed manually. In logistics, the AI can resuggest routing, but operations leads confirm the change. This protects your team's trust and your organization's liability. Step 4, assign agent champions. One per department, someone who gets it, wants to test it, and can track real ROI. If you're in manufacturing, this could be your supply chain lead. In SaaS, your customer success manager. This bottom-up accountability drives momentum. And finally, step 5, run quarterly AI operating reviews. Track how many agents are live, what they're doing, how often they escalate to humans, and what's breaking. Just like you review P&L or your sales funnel, build your AI dashboard. Because if you don't measure autonomy, you can't scale it. Let me leave you with this. If a new competitor launched today with 5 humans and 50 agents, what would they do better than you? And how soon would they overtake you if you do nothing? You don't need to build a robot army. You just need to get started. One workflow, one agent, one win at a time. This is how the autonomous enterprise is built, not overnight, but through intentional, intelligent action. The autonomous enterprise isn't a futuristic fantasy. It's being built right now in labs and innovative companies around the world. It's a future where businesses are more adaptive, more resilient, and more innovative than ever before. But crucially, it's a future where human ingenuity, guided by powerful AI agents, can unlock unprecedented levels of creation and impact. The question is not if agentic AI will redefine our enterprises, but how you will choose to shape its rise. Let's build the future together and with boundless imagination. If you want to hear more, you can connect with me on LinkedIn or visit www.techdental.com to learn more and subscribe to the TechDental podcast. Stay curious, keep learning, and buckle up for the seismic shift that's coming. The core challenge facing every leader in this room, whether you're leading an ambitious SME, a critical central government department, or vital local services, is this. The autonomous enterprise is not a distant possibility. It is an emerging strategic reality. The question is not whether autonomous AI will transform business. It's whether your organization will lead that transformation or be transformed by it. Those who act decisively now, building autonomous capabilities and redesigning their operating models, are establishing sustainable competitive advantages, the durable moats of the next decade. Let's unpack the anatomy of this power and how it must be governed, specifically within the demanding landscape of the UK. To lead the autonomous enterprise, you must first understand its architecture. The difference between a simple reactive Gen AI model and a truly goal-oriented agent rests upon what we call the cognitive trinity. An AI agent has 3 foundational pillars: planning, memory, and tool use. Planning, or the executive function, this is the ability to deconstruct a complex, sometimes ambiguous goal, launch a new product, for example, into a coherent, dynamic series of actionable steps. The agent doesn't require us to map every sequence, it reasons and determines the optimal path itself. This capacity for multi-step reasoning is paramount to autonomy. And then there's memory systems, the foundation of persistent intelligence. True intelligence relies on persistence. Agents possess integrated memory systems that far exceed a standard model's context window. This includes episodic memory, past experiences, semantic memory, domain knowledge, and procedural memory, proven methodologies. This persistent learning capability is vital. But note this, persistent learning dramatically increases the complexity of data governance as it challenges principles of purpose limitation under UK GDPR. And what about tool use? Extending intelligence into action. Tools are the mechanism by which the agent translates reasoning into real-world action. With robust tool use, the agent gains the hands and senses required to manage end-to-end business processes, reading files, querying databases, executing APIs, and sending emails. The final evolution is the multi-agent system. This is how you scale. High-level objectives are delegated from a strategy agent to specialized sub-agents. A key attribute here is adaptability. For our public sector attendees, an autonomous system can sense peak activity or system overload and autonomously defer non-critical operations, ensuring resilience in critical citizen services. The shift to an intent-driven model yields highly compelling economic returns. The autonomous enterprise flips the traditional model. We define high-level strategic objectives and let the agent self-configure the necessary steps. This allows your workforce to focus on areas where human qualities are irreplaceable: strategic judgment, creativity, and empathetic engagement. What about velocity and ROI? The evidence of scale is irrefutable. A real estate documentation service, Gazelle, implemented AI to extract key information from property documents. And the result? Output accuracy increased to 99.9%. And content generation time reduced from 4 hours to just 10 seconds. In marketing, one agent-driven campaign delivered a 97% reduction in costs relative to traditional methods, alongside an 80% improved click-through rate. And for scaling operations, Mercari anticipates a 500% ROI while simultaneously reducing employee workloads by 20%. For our strong concentration of attendees in the Southeast, I urge you to leverage the local innovation ecosystem such as the Brighton and Sussex Innovation Partnership. The government is actively exploring the use of agents to transform public service delivery, tackling the boring life admin that citizens dread. Imagine an agent completing applications, filling in forms, or booking appointments on a citizen's behalf, providing personalized, tailored support. The plan extends to high-stakes life milestones. The technology could be trialed as soon as 2027 to help young people navigate employment and skills opportunities, finding the right apprenticeship and providing customized career guidance. This commitment reinforces the sector's role as an exemplar for ethical procurement. But the deployment of high-stakes citizen-facing agents dramatically raises the necessity of stringent governance. A failure in these systems risks eroding public trust. Responsible governance is not a compliance footnote, it is the foundational principle of autonomy. The UK government is committed to establishing a pro-innovation, high-trust regulatory framework. This is built upon the core principles such as safety, security, robustness, transparency and explainability, fairness, accountability and governance, contestability and redress. The inherent autonomy of the agent amplifies the regulatory burden across all of these principles. The ability of an agent to act independently and continuously increases your organization's risk profile. Let's focus on the two biggest flashpoints: data protection and UK GDPR. Autonomous agents in mind, the agent's continuous learning and its integrated memory systems drastically increases the scope of your data protection impact statements, or DPIAs. The DPIA must be viewed as a continuous operational requirement, especially when public sector agents handle sensitive citizen data. Furthermore, the UK GDPR principle of fairness is paramount, dictating that data should only be processed in ways individuals would reasonably expect, avoiding unjustified adverse social or economic effects. Then there's liability and accountability. Who is responsible when an autonomous agent makes an error, performs an unauthorized action, or causes a data breach? Under UK GDPR, the organization that determines the purpose and means of processing the data is the data controller and bears the most significant legal responsibility. If a data breach occurs, the fines can reach up to £17.5 million or 4% of annual global turnover, whichever is greater. Assigning responsibility requires embedding mechanisms for transparency and auditability at the design phase. We must establish how decisions are made and provide clear pathways for users to intervene when errors occur. Responsible deployment necessitates moving beyond fear of regulation to the implementation of systematic control frameworks, primarily human-in-the-loop systems. Human-in-the-loop, or HITL, is the strategic layer that guarantees compliance. It ensures humans maintain supervision, engaging strategically only when high-risk or uncertain decisions are flagged. This approach shifts your investment priority from merely computational power to training human personnel to act as high-level auditors and critical judgment layers within the multi-agent system. To manage autonomy, your governance stack must include explicit monitoring of agent behavior and clear control mechanisms, ensuring human authority to modify or immediately shut down the AI agent if it operates outside objectives. We have established that agentic AI is an inescapable reality that delivers massive scale and unprecedented efficiency. We've also established that governance is the engine of the autonomous enterprise, not the brake. I leave you with 3 mandatory strategic takeaways for the year ahead. Audit before autonomy. Treat your data protection impact statement as a continuous operational requirement. The dynamic nature of autonomous learning demands that your risk assessment is a living document. Start small, scale securely. For our SME community, focus on low-cost, high ROI applications like the marketing optimization that yielded a 97% cost reduction, and use your regional innovation hubs for guidance. Invest in compliance engineering. Agent governance, including decision traceability and control mechanisms, and strategic HITL integration, must be viewed as the essential element that future-proofs the enterprise. The promise of the autonomous enterprise is essentially freedom. Freedom from routine, freedom to innovate, and freedom to define the future of your industry. That freedom can only be unlocked by the discipline of proactive governance. The rulebook is being written now. Are you ready to lead, or will you be left behind in this brave new world? Thank you for listening. I'm Dr. Randeep.